Episode 16. Cleansing Muscles and Bones. Let me give it a try. After obtaining a cultivation technique without any flaws, Xavier didn't hesitate to follow the method recorded in the Heaven's Path Divine Art. He started to meditate. The pores on his body opened as he absorbed spirit energy from the air into his body. In the Yieldling realm, cultivators would learn innate breathing to sense the spirit in the air. They would also gain the ability to look into their own bodies to control the flow of spirit energy with their mind. In the Aura realm, the opening of a cultivator's aura allowed the aura to hold spirit energy as well as to reform the cultivator's body, turning a normal human into a true fighter. In the Gleam realm, the cultivator learned the art of gathering the spirit energy in the aura to create gleam. In the Speed realm, the gleam-filled aura would overflow and enrich one's body, causing the cultivator's physical body to become powerful. The capabilities of their organs would also be strengthened, thus turning them into true experts. The first 3 levels of a fighter were the foundations of the rest of the levels. Only at the 4th level did the result of one's cultivation truly reflect in the cultivator's body. At this level, the cultivator would succumb to illnesses much less frequently as their body had become stronger. The cultivation method of Englewood 9-level manual was to make use of the gleam overflowing from the aura to nourish one's body, thus reforming and tempering one's bones, muscles, tendons, and skin. However, the Heaven's Path Divine Art was different. It used the spirit energy from the cultivator's surroundings to nourish themselves while having the body's gleam overflow to the other parts of the body at the same time. The stream of spirit energy flowed through his veins and throughout his entire body. It didn't take long for the infusion of both spirit energy and gleam to strengthen his bones and muscles. It felt as though it had been tempered with concentrated fire as the energy turned clear, emitting a warm glow. After the gleam circulated around his body over and over, his body suddenly jolted, feeling as though he had just broken through a bottleneck. A surge of relaxation gushed through his body. Previously, his body felt as though it had been bound by shackles. But now, he felt light, and as though he had perfect control over every single one of his motions. It felt as though he had broken through his cocoon to be reborn as a butterfly. Fighter level 4 speed realm. Have I finished cultivating in this realm? Opening his eyes, Xavier was still in a state of disbelief. The sign of breaking through the speed realm was the destruction of the shackles of one's body, allowing one to ascend into greater heights. How long had he been training? 2 hours? 4 hours? He looked down at his body, realizing there was a layer of filth covering his skin. Oh, ew, disgusting. Speed realm was the nourishment of one's body using gleam, expelling the impurities within the body and cleansing the muscles and bones. The result was a total body reformation. From birth, humans ingest all kinds of food for survival. As a result, they accumulate more and more impurities in their body. In the speed realm, through the nourishment of gleam, one cleanses their body of impurities, and only then are they able to break through the shackles of their body and return back to nature. Smelling the pungent smell from his body, Xavier felt disgusted. He grabbed a pail to clean himself, muttering under his breath, I have long heard of the speed realm, but I have never seen someone expel so many impurities. Very quickly, he finished cleaning himself. Xavier suddenly realized that his body was as clear as a jade and as smooth as a mirror. All the scars that he had accumulated from his previous training sessions had disappeared without a trace. He was just like a newborn infant, perhaps even smoother. My gleam. Surprised by the changes in his body, his attention turned to his aura. His entire body trembled. The murky gleam that had previously been in his aura had turned as clear as water. It even emitted a refreshing fragrance. Without a doubt, it was superior gleam. Xavier was taken aback. Not only is my body enhanced, even the quality of my gleam has improved. This Heaven's Path Divine Art is too powerful. To break through the speed realm, others had to continually nourish their body for at least a few years. However, he took less than 4 hours to break through the realm directly. Not only that, but the quality of his gleam had also been refined. Exactly what kind of secret manual had the Library of Heaven's Path created? Let me test my strength. Upon breaking through Speed Realm, one would reach Fighter Level 5 Constancy. The moment a cultivator steps into this realm, they will possess 1 cauldron of strength. He walked over to the strength measuring rock pillar, which was just about 100 feet away from the dormitory. This kind of strength measuring rock pillar could be found around the academy to allow the students to measure their strength at any time and anywhere. Upon reaching Fighter Level 5 Constancy, one would possess 1 cauldron of strength, which was around 2,200 pounds. This kind of strength already exceeded the limits of an ordinary human and was comparable to the strength of horses and bulls. After practicing the Heaven's Path Divine Art, Xavier's body had been reformed, and he had broken through the speed realm. This was an opportunity for him to test how much strength he possessed. Would it be like the rumors said, that he would possess 1 cauldron of strength? Gathering and controlling his breath, the soles of his feet clutched onto the ground. Suddenly, his knees sprung forth, and his entire body took on the shape of a giant bow, while his arms burst forth from him like an arrow. His fist struck the stone pillar, and a glint of light flashed upon it before a number appeared. 5 cauldron. Xavier narrowed his eyes as a dumbfounded look covered his face. How is this possible? Is this for real? For a normal constancy primary stage, one would possess 1 cauldron of strength. In the intermediate stage, one would possess 2 cauldrons of strength. In the advanced stage, 3 cauldrons of strength, and in the pinnacle, 4 cauldrons of strength. Yet, despite having barely broken through the speed realm to constancy realm, he actually possessed 5 cauldrons of strength. What was going on? Could it be an exaggeration? After a short moment, Xavier recovered from the shock, thinking aloud. It must be due to the nourishment of my body by the Heaven's Path Divine Art and the superior gleam in my body. Xavier knew he wasn't a genius. The only explanation he had was that it was the Heaven's Path Divine Art that he had just cultivated with. Not only did this cultivation technique temper and reform his physical body and cleansed his gleam by raising it to superior quality, but it had also increased his strength significantly. This increase granted him the strength beyond that of a constancy pinnacle expert, despite having just reached the constancy realm. There are only a few esteemed teachers in the academy who reached Fighter Level 5. In the academy, only some of the higher level teachers possess the strength of a Fighter Level 5 constancy realm. People like Adam Hart could never have hoped to reach such heights. Now that I have reached this level, I'll go and look for the cultivation technique for level 5. However, while his strength soared rapidly, a problem arose. The multitude of level 4 cultivation techniques that he flipped through in the Teacher Compendium Pavilion previously were useless now. if he wanted to continue cultivating, he had to look for level 5 cultivation techniques. Right now, it isn't too late. The Teacher Compendium Pavilion shouldn't be closed yet. Scratching his head, Xavier walked over to the Compendium Pavilion once again. In order to prevent people from getting greedy and hasty in their training, the Academy imposed a rule that one could only view cultivation techniques that corresponded to the current level of their cultivation.
Why are you here again?
Seeing that it was the same guy from a moment ago, the custodian Master Mo frowned. Knowing he would raise suspicions, Xavier responded awkwardly. Master Mo, I would like to view the cultivation technique for level 5.
He can't possibly be implying that he broke through after leaving just a short moment ago.
Master Mo thought to himself.
If he's serious, I might have to kidnap him to examine him like a lab rat.
There wasn't much of a change in Gleam between Speed Realm and Constancy Realm. As long as he didn't manipulate his Gleam, it was difficult for even experts to tell the difference. Master Mo may have been strong, but it was inconceivable to him that this young teacher might have broken to greater heights in that short moment that he was gone. Master Mo's face darkened, any sliver of approval towards Xavier disappearing.
Level 5 cultivation technique? What do you want it for?
He hadn't copied any notes on the level 4 cultivation technique and didn't try to cultivate it. Yet he was back to look at the level 5? What kind of joke was this? Xavier, who had already thought of his excuse, responded calmly. Master Mo, I can explain. Today, I accepted a student, and his parent asked me some questions about level 5 cultivation. I was unable to answer it, causing him to look down on me. Therefore, I would like to take a look, so I won't be so speechless next time. I'll also know better how to deal with these questions in the future. Hearing his explanation, Master Mo nodded his head.
Some parents are indeed troublesome to deal with.
With a solemn expression, he continued,
You can take a look, but do not cultivate them by any means. If you try to cultivate level 5 without even breaking through level 4, not even the gods would be able to save you when you go berserk.
Xavier nodded enthusiastically. Yes, I understand that.
All right. Enter.
Master Mo waved his hand and closed his eyes.
The level 5 cultivation techniques are on the very last row.
Thank you. Xavier bowed his head and entered quickly. Once Xavier was out of earshot, Master Mo muttered,
Hypocritical. Vain.
Under his breath.